One of the main pitfalls of becoming a digitally driven nation is that safeguards have not necessarily kept up with the evolving technology. Following a tip-off, the Edge's Kiran Jacob and Deputy Editor Adam Aziz discovered that many government agencies remain unaware that their systems are leaking sensitive information.
This week, Adam and I wrote about data breaches in government websites, and the story came about because Adam met an ethical white hacker that told us how sensitive personal information such as identity card copies, home records, and travel financial records were able to be accessed through simple web searches. And the white hacker actually walked us through how he found this data and how he actually informed some of the government agencies that this data was able to be accessed. So Adam and I did these web searches ourselves to see if this personal data was accessed, and it was able to be accessed.
Jacob goes on to explain that this wasn't the result of some highly coordinated online attack. Rather, it stemmed from poor online housekeeping practices.
These data breaches were not happening because of sophisticated cyber attacks. It was happening because of improperly secured websites, storage systems, as well as repositories which made personal information accessible to those who know where to look.
What then of the Personal Data Protection Act, a law enacted to protect our data?
So the PDPA in Malaysia seeks to protect individual personal data by regulating how commercial entities collect, use and disclose it during business activities. However, the government is exempt from PDPA. The rationale is that personal data is collected by the government for administrative and regulatory purposes and not for the government itself is not involved in the collection of personal data for commercial purposes. We spoke to Minister of Digital Gobind Singh Deo, and he told us that the government had considered expanding the PDPA to public sector agencies. However, he did not get any agreement to that. He also spoke to us about how to stop data breaches from happening. The Cybersecurity Act 2024 was introduced. Although government agencies are exempted from the PDPA, the Cybersecurity Act binds them to the cybersecurity best practices that they have to follow.
Even so, Jacob explains that government agencies remain exempt from criminal penalties such as imprisonment and fines under the Cybersecurity Act. Megat Zuhairi Megat Tajuddin, CEO of the National Cybersecurity Agency, the lead body tasked with safeguarding national cybersecurity, says there are other ways to hold government agencies accountable. He says that non-compliance of adopting these cyber hygiene measures is tantamount to non-compliance of the law, and, without mentioning the specifics, says that penalties are imposed following a disciplinary inquiry.